Welcome to the CAB Builder video tutorial series. In this video, we will utilize the design module to draft a kitchen in under 30 minutes. CAB Builder's design module provides a user-friendly experience in module cabinet customization and will also provide a beautiful 3D render that previews live while you draft. Once you have logged in, you may either click the Create button located below the word Design on the main page, or you may click the design icon shaped like a pencil with two solid lines at the top of the left toolbar. Before we begin, let's briefly look at the layout of the space. To the left, you will be provided with the options for the currently selected catalog. Available catalog categories are marked by the icons along the right side of the panel. In the center of the screen is the design or plan view of the design. This is where you will draw your walls and draft the design as if from above the room. At the top of the center panel are additional icons to access tools such as copy, paste, and delete, provide access to design settings, global options, plan and elevation view toggles, and the Add to Drawings tool. On the right of the window at the top is where your 3D Live preview will reside, and below that is where you will be provided access to any item's attributes and movement tools. When beginning a new design, it is recommended that you first address the design settings. Design settings will allow you to attach important job information to the design, including the design name, customer and dealer information, and more. To access this, navigate to the top control panel above the design space and click the Design Settings icon that appears as a sheet of paper with a gear inside. A dialog box will appear open to the General Info tab. Enter the design name in the Design Name field at the top. Then below, you may add information as available at any time along the design process, including contract number, a more detailed job name, PO number, and order number. Utilize the Design Status drop-down to designate where the design is at in the design process. Use the Processed By field to keep track of who has had hands-on last, and utilize the Notes field to enter notes about the design for future reference. Next, click the Customer Info tab to enter the customer's information. Here, you may enter the new customer information, or utilize the Browse button to select a customer from the internal CRM, which stores all the previously entered customer information. In the Dealer Info tab, you can view and edit your dealer information that is associated with your license. When you have completed filling out the necessary information, click the Apply button to save and close the dialog box. The next task is to select the room textures that will apply in your 3D rendering. Navigate to the left panel and select the icon shaped like a gear labeled Room Settings. Here, you may select a texture to be applied to the countertops, backsplash, ceiling, flooring, and walls. Click the Select button to launch the Textures dialog box. Navigate the catalog tree by clicking the plus signs to the left of each category or subcategory. When sample names appear in the middle, you may hover over the options to be provided a preview of the sample. Left-click to select and be provided a larger preview to the right. When satisfied with the selection, click the Apply button to finalize your decision. When selecting from paint palettes, you will be provided thumbnails of the paint samples. If you know the name of your desired sample, you may search for it by clicking the Search tab at the top of the middle panel. Type the name or keyword into the search bar, then click the magnifying glass icon. Any matches will appear below. Click to select and click Apply to save your selection. Continue this process until you have made all the desired room texture changes. Next, it is time to draw your walls. First, navigate to and select the Layouts icon at the top right of the left panel. Now, you may draw your walls in one of two ways. You may select the Sketch tool that appears as a pencil with two solid lines. Then move your mouse into the design space. Click once to drop the wall. Then utilize the Attributes box on the right to adjust the wall length, either by changing the value manually or by utilizing the arrows to the right of the field. Inner arrows will adjust in whole value increments, and the outer arrows will adjust in fractional increments. Use the Tab key on the keyboard to move to the next field to adjust the angle of the wall height, and wall thickness as needed. Then, click the Apply button to create the wall. Once the wall has been created, the software will automatically create another wall at a 90-degree angle, and you may continue to utilize the Attributes box to continue drawing more walls, tapping the Escape key to release the Sketch tool when you are finished. Or, if you prefer, you may utilize the preset room shapes to create your walls, simplifying the process. Click the desired room shape, which will activate the Attributes box so that you may enter the appropriate wall lengths, wall height, and wall thickness. Enter the appropriate wall length for each labeled segment. Once the desired values have been entered, click the Apply button to automatically draw the walls. After the walls have been drawn, it is time to save the foundation of your design. Navigate to the top of the left panel and click the black floppy disk Save icon. A dialog box will appear. Verify the design name and click the Save button to complete the saving process. Moving forward with the design process, it is ideal to place items that are very unlikely to move or have little wiggle room in placement due to electrical outlets, gas lines, or plumbing. These items are known as room elements, such as doors, windows, and appliances. Beginning with the doors, click the door icon to refresh the panel to the doors catalog. Navigate the catalog tree as demonstrated earlier. When selecting a subcategory, the available options will appear at the bottom of the panel. Utilize the rollerball on the mouse to scroll through the available options. Once you have located the desired door, click and hold the item and drag it into the design space on top of the wall where the door will sit. Then release the mouse to drop the item. Once the item has been dropped on a wall, the Attributes box will be activated. You may now utilize this to adjust the item's width and height and move the item into its precise placement by changing either the left field to move the door a specific distance from the left end of the wall, or the right field to move the item a specific distance from the right end of the wall, or place a mark in the box next to Item Center to move the item by its centerline point when using either the left or right fields. To apply all the altered settings and close the Door Attributes box, click anywhere in the Design module. To place a window, click the Window icon. Once again, navigate the catalog tree, scroll through the list below to locate the desired window. Left-click and hold the window. Drag and drop onto the desired wall. Utilize the new Attributes box that will appear to adjust the window dimensions and left or right end placement, or if this item is centered along the length of a wall, click the Center button below. Then, click the wall to automatically relocate the window. With windows, it is important to know that the default alignment is top aligned to 84 inches from the floor, so you may want to alter the window's up-down placement. To do this, click the Up-Down button at the bottom of the Attributes box to provide a new dimension field that represents the item's bottom in relation to the floor. Enter the appropriate up-down placement value, then tap the Enter key on the keyboard. Next, You will want to place large appliances that may affect the cabinet layout. To access your appliances, click the refrigerator icon. Navigate the catalog tree and the available items. Locate the desired model, then once again drag and drop the item, this time into the wall placement zone marked by the dotted line adjacent to the wall on which it will sit. Once placed, you may again alter the dimensions of the item and move the item with the left or right fields. However, if you know the distance between this item and a previously placed item, you may utilize that known dimension to move this item into its appropriate location by clicking the Position button. Once the Position button has been selected, click the stationary item that you will be moving this item in relation to. If there is more than one item occupying the same space, a menu will appear. Select the appropriate option. Then, enter the distance value in the newly available field and hit Enter to apply. The next item we will want to place will be the sink base, as this will need to sit at a specified location due to plumbing placement. Navigate to and click the cabinet icon. Then, navigate the catalog tree, locate the appropriate cabinet, and drag and drop it into the appropriate wall zone. This cabinet needs to be placed perfectly centered to the window. In the Attributes box, click the Center button. Then, click where the window is located, and select the window from the provided menu. Once at least one cabinet has been placed, you may now specify the global options. Global options will control things such as cabinet and drawer box construction, door and drawer style and construction, finish options, and more. These specifications will inform the software of the required information to provide cut lists, customer quotes, and create beautiful 3D representations of the finished project. Navigate to the Global Options icon, shaped like a door, that is now active at the top of the design view. This action will launch the Design Options dialog box. The first view you will see is the preview of and quick access to the global specifications. You may click one of these options in order to make your selections, or click on the first global specification, construction method, to access the options available here. When a list is provided, click in the box to the left of the desired option to select. Once a selection has been made, you will be refreshed to the next global specification and its set of options, and you may continue to make your selections. When there are thumbnail images provided as options, scroll through the images and click an image to select. Continue this process until all the specifications have been satisfied that are necessary to the design. When you have completed this process, click the Apply button at the bottom of the dialog box. Now that the more stationary items are in place, we can continue to build out the perimeter of this kitchen by dragging and dropping the appropriate items. If you have dropped an item too far from an existing item, left-click and hold to drag it into place, or utilize the movement tools in the Attributes box. If you have a cabinet that needs to be customized on the fly, once it has been placed, click the Open Cabinet Wireframe Editor icon found at the top right corner of the cabinet preview in the Attributes box. This action will refresh the page to the Wireframe Editor module. Here, you may alter the cabinet SKU at the top of the center panel, adjust cabinet dimensions, and edit the cabinet's description. To make alterations to individual components, navigate the Categories folders on the left to access each individual piece. When a component is selected from the left, the available alterations will appear in the middle panel and become outlined in red on the wireframe preview to the right. For this cabinet, I need to make some changes to the interior and exterior of the cabinet prior to making individual component alterations. Moving into the Wireframe Preview window, if I select the Inside Sections icon, I will be provided a cross-sectional view of the cabinet. This cabinet has 3 drawers across the width, and the design calls for the left 2 to be combined into a single drawer. First, I will select the representation of the drawer divider, then navigate to the middle panel and click the Delete icon. With this cabinet having been split into 3 separate sections, all the vertical dividers below will also be removed. Next, I will click on the Front Sections icon so that I may adjust the face of this cabinet. The interior and exterior changes will not automatically affect the other, so I will need to repeat the process of removing the unwanted vertical split. After that is removed, I can now click on the space where the drawer front will go. The middle panel will once again refresh, and now I may make changes to the front width, height, and alter the opening width and height. I may also make a selection for the type of front that will occupy this space by clicking the radio button to the right of the appropriate option. You can always return to the Wireframe preview by clicking the first Select Mode icon at the top of the preview panel, selecting the wireframe option from the provided menu. When you are satisfied with the custom cabinet, click the black floppy disk icon that sits at the top of the left panel. If needed, you may also click the Add to Drawings icon at the top right of the preview panel to save an image of this custom cabinet to use later for creating a presentation with the Drawings module. For more information on the Wireframe Editor or the Drawings module, please visit the video tutorials found at cabbuildersoftware.com. When you are ready to return to drafting, click the black arrow pointing left at the upper left corner. Continue to drag and drop the desired items, making any dimension, position, or wireframe changes as necessary. If you need to know the remaining space between 2 placed items, hover the mouse inside the wall zone between the 2 items to be provided with the distance of the empty space between items. If you are placing multiples of the same item, it is not necessary to drag and drop additional items from the catalog or repeat any wireframe editing if applicable. Instead, when you need a duplicate of a previously placed item, select it from the plan, navigate to the top of the design view, and select the copy icon. Then immediately select the paste icon to the right. Once paste has been selected, move your mouse into the appropriate wall zone and click to drop the copied cabinet. Once the bases have been placed and you are working with your upper cabinets, if you need to determine distance between wall items, you will need to navigate to the elevation view, which are automatically created for each active wall zone. Navigate to the top of the design view and click the elevation icon. This will provide a drop-down menu with the available wall elevations. Select the appropriate wall view. Hover between the items to see the distance between. Then, to return to the design view, click the plan icon at the top of the elevation view shaped like a design grid. When your perimeter components are in place, you are ready to create an island if the design calls for it. To create an island, you will need a foundation in order to create elevation views and have wall placement zones for easy item placement. For the island, instead of using a solid wall, we will need a construction line, which is a zero-width invisible wall that will automatically create both the inside and outside wall zones for easy item placement on either side of the construction line. Navigate to the top icon along the right side of the left panel. This time, instead of using the Sketch tool, we will utilize the C-Line tool. Click the icon shaped like a pencil with 2 dotted lines. Move your mouse into the design view, bringing it to approximately where one end or the other should be located. Then click to drop the construction line. Once again, you are provided the Wall Attributes box so that you may type and tab your way through entering the appropriate wall length, angle, and wall height. When you have finished typing the necessary values, click Apply and tap the Escape key on the keyboard to release the tool. After releasing the tool, your mouse may turn into the outline of a hand, indicating that the mouse is in pan mode. To return to mouse mode, click the cardinal direction icon below marked pan. If you need to move the construction line in or out from the opposing wall, left-click on the construction line to select. Then, left-click and hold the center wall handle and slide the C-line into a more appropriate location. Then release the mouse to secure. Continue to drag, drop, customize, copy, paste, etc. as necessary to finish pulling in all the cabinets. From here, we still have a few more items to apply before we add the final touches. First, we will want to ensure that the sink base has a sink and faucet applied. Navigate to and click the plumbing icon that appears as a faucet. Navigate the catalog tree to find the appropriate item. As with all other items, placing this in the design is as simple as a drag and drop. Use the Attributes box to adjust product dimensions and utilize the movement tools to move the item into the appropriate location. Place the faucet in the same manner as the sink. This item will want to place against the face of the wall, and it will need to be moved out away from the face of the wall to sit where it ought. To do this, from the faucet's Attributes box, select the In-Out button. Then, in the newly available dimension field, type the distance you wish this item to be pulled from the face of the wall. Then tap the Enter key on the keyboard. You may continue to drag, drop, and reposition the remaining appliances necessary, such as the cooktop and island hood. If there is a need for fillers between cabinets and an adjacent wall, if the adjacent wall zone is on, this may cause a disruption in the attempt to place the filler material. To make this task easier, you may turn the adjacent wall's placement zone off. Click on the adjacent wall to launch its Attributes box. In the wall's Attributes box, toggle off the front wall zone by removing the mark from the box to the right. Now, when we drag and drop the filler into that small gap, it will place easily in the appropriate orientation and will auto-cut to fit. Now that we have the perimeter and island complete, all we have left to do is put on the final touches, which include countertops, backsplash, and moldings. When adding these items, it is best to place them in that order: countertops first, then backsplash, and finally moldings. Looking to the left, select the countertops icon, which appears as a singular flat rectangle. Here, you may adjust front, back, and side overhang dimensions, alter the countertop thickness, and adjust the glossiness level by entering new values in the appropriate fields. Once these values are reflective of the design's needs, click the Add All C-Tops icon above. This action will auto-populate countertop material to all base cabinetry. Next, click the backsplash icon, appearing as a singular vertical rectangle. Here, you may alter the height and depth of the backsplash material and the glossiness level that will be rendered in 3D. Once these values have been determined, click the Add All B-Splash icon. Finally, add the moldings. Click the icon on the right of the panel that appears as a long piece of molding material. Here, you will need to place a mark to the left of each molding you wish to apply, or unmark a molding option if you do not wish to place it in this design. Make sure to click the Catalog drop-down and select the same catalog in which your design was built for each molding you intend to apply. Then utilize the product drop-downs to select the desired molding to be applied, When the desired moldings have been enabled and selected, click the Add All Moldings icon to quickly and easily apply all necessary moldings with a single click. From here, you can add lighting elements from the lighting catalog, or decorative furnishings from the additional items catalog, or complete any remaining fine-tuning tasks. You may also easily adjust the depth of your island countertop by selecting it on Plan and adjusting the depth value in the Attributes box. If you wish to view your 3D preview more closely, you may enlarge the preview window by clicking the Maximize Preview icon at the top right of the preview window. This will expand the 3D view so you may navigate this gorgeous rendering of your design. To navigate the 3D render, left-click and hold to pan, right-click and hold to rotate, or use the rollerball on your mouse to zoom in and zoom out. To return the 3D view to the original small preview, click the Minimize icon second from the right at the top right corner of the viewer. Once the design is complete, or if you need to leave the draft at any time, be sure to save your design by clicking the black floppy disk icon one more time. Also, once the design is completed, you may access your cut lists, create reports, or utilize the Drawings option to create a professional presentation with the Drawings module. And there you have it, a demonstration of how easily and quickly you can create designs in the CAD Builder design module.